Hello everyone, this is Aparna Bhat and welcome to our YouTube channel Abhijna Legal Maps. Today I will be teaching regarding Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act. So this is beneficial for law students who are doing their semesters for the subject family law. Family law first part usually because we have different universities, so in different universities there will be different syllabus, but the act would be the same. So that is why I have taken one practical example, so that how you have to solve the problem along with the relevant law and whatever the issue. So before that, let us understand what does this Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act say about, what are the important points we have to consider. So whichever act we learn, we must be understanding, we must be knowing how this act deals with what matters. Okay. So the present act, that is Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act, this was enacted in the year 1956 along with other 3 acts which is considered the part of family law only, which are those very prominent act is Hindu Marriage Act, Hindu Succession Act, Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act, and this act Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act. Right. So we have so many acts which are totally representing the family law. Usually in the first part you will be reading this family law, because even here Muslim law is there, or Christian law like Special Marriage Act, Indian Succession Act, all those acts are there. So in the family law which deals with the Hindu law, amongst that you have Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act, where a considerable amount of marks could be asked, maybe 10 marks or 16 marks question could be asked, or a practical question for 8 or 10 marks could be asked. It depends upon different universities question paper pattern, but the act is the same, the sections are the same, the concepts are the same. Okay. So this is how you have to make your LLB easy. So first let us understand who is a guardian. This act deals with minority and guardianship, 2 aspects are there. So minor is a person who has not completed the age of 18 years, that is one aspect. Who is a guardian? Guardian can be defined as, there are different types of guardians. Who takes care of, he is the person who is taking care of the minor himself and also the property. So here guardian can be said as, he is the person who is taking care of the minor in person and minor's property, or both. He is said to be a guardian. Then how many types of guardians are there? We have different types. Okay. The act classifies them into natural guardians, testamentary guardians. Natural guardians are father or mother. Testamentary guardians are, if the father or mother, if they are appointing a guardian through their will. Testamentary means relates to will. So if they have appointed a guardian in their will, and if the father and mother dies, then after their death the will takes into effect and there will be a guardian, testamentary guardian. Or the court may also appoint the guardian, who is said to be guardians appointed by the court. They are governed under Guardians and Wards Act. We have a separate act which is common to all religions, Guardians and Wards Act. So that is said to be court appointed guardian, or a certificated guardian also we can call them. That is one aspect. And another guardian is there who is said to be de facto guardian or ad hoc guardian. He is a self-appointed guardian. So the law or this present act is not recognizing such kind of guardians. Okay, that is another thing. So it clearly abolishes the de facto guardian relating to minor's property. A person himself cannot declare as a guardian of a minor, and he cannot deal with minor's property. That is what is said in this act. These guardians will be having powers. What are the powers? They can act in the benefit of the minor, whichever is necessary or proper for a minor's benefit or minor's property's benefit. But they have certain disabilities also. They have certain restrictions. What are those restrictions? If they have to transfer, if they have to mortgage, if they have to create a charge on the property of the minor, then they have to take court's permission, because court is the proper authority to decide whether a particular transaction is happening for the welfare of the minor. So welfare of the child or welfare of the minor is the paramount consideration, they say. If any act is for the welfare of the child, then court will allow. If the act is not towards the welfare of the child, the court will not allow, even if the act says. So, the court should be of the opinion that the welfare of the child, it considers. So, that is why they say that welfare of the child is paramount consideration. It is the highest consideration which the court will see. Okay. So, these are some of the powers of the guardians, maybe powers of the natural guardians also, powers of the testamentary guardians also, as well as guardians appointed by the court. We also see regarding the disabilities of the guardians. What could be the disability? So, a guardian cannot act as a guardian if he ceases to be a Hindu, if he is a stepfather or if she is a stepmother, or if they denounce the world completely, like they become a sannyasi or ascetic. So, then they are disabled from acting as a guardian of a minor. So, this act has only 13 sections, okay. It is not a very big act, it has only 13 sections, and very particularly they have stated that, see, minor will be having a undivided interest in the joint family property. Who will be looking after that entire joint family property? It is the Karta's responsibility. So, that is why the act prohibits to appoint a guardian relating to the minor's undivided interest. So, there cannot be appointment of a guardian relating to minor's undivided interest in joint family property. Only Karta can manage. But if necessity arises, High Court can appoint such guardian. But normally, Karta is the usual person who is managing the entire property. That is why a separate guardian should not be appointed. That is what the act says. Okay. So, these are the major things which you must be learning, and also you must understand them with the help of the sections. So, let us just understand how the sections have been classified. See, from section 1 to 13 we have. There are no classifications at all, just one after the other sections they have been given. So, this may be also useful for your all India bar examination. So, whenever LLB students, LLB graduates, they enroll, they need to clear all India bar examination. For that purpose, the overview of the act is very necessary. So, the main important sections are application of the act. To whom all does this act applies? So, not only this, the other 3 acts which I already mentioned, like Hindu Marriage Act, and in all those 3 acts, like combined 4 acts, they mention who is a Hindu, they define who is a Hindu, because only to Hindus these acts are applicable. Hindu by religion also includes Buddhist, Sikh, Jains, okay. So, that is why they have given a very elaborate definition regarding who is a Hindu. So, that is why the main section is application of the act. We also have definitions, a very common words like minor, guardians, natural guardians have been defined. Very important section is who can be the natural guardians, or who are the natural guardians of a Hindu minor, and what are the powers of such natural guardian. These 2 sections are very important. Apart from that, who are testamentary guardians, or who can appoint testamentary guardians? So, natural guardians are father or mother. Father or mother can appoint guardians through their will, who are said to be testamentary guardians. So, their powers are similar to natural guardians, but that comes into effect only after the death of the natural guardians. Okay. So, and other restrictions they have given, like incapacity of the minor. So, minor cannot be guardian of another minor, that is one thing. And de facto guardian, he cannot deal with minor's property, he cannot be a guardian for minor's property. So, the act is not recognizing de facto guardian in respect of minor's property. Maybe de facto guardian can be guardian for minor's person, but nowhere it says that de facto guardian can be the guardian of minor's property. It completely prohibits de facto guardianship relating to minor's property. And as I already mentioned, guardian not to be appointed for minor's undivided interest in joint family property. Section 13, welfare of minor to be of paramount consideration, right. So, these are only 13 sections are there which you must be properly understanding, and if you know this much, then aram se you can clear LLB exams also. Let me tell you how you have to solve practical questions which has been asked in the examination. Okay. See, here one question paper from one Karnataka question paper I have taken this. Let us see what does it say. A is the testamentary guardian. So, who is A? A is a testamentary guardian of B. B is a minor. A is the testamentary guardian. So what is he doing? He is selling the property of B. He is selling the property of minus property. Minus property. He is selling. He is selling. For what purpose is he selling? He is selling for minus education only. He is selling the property for minus education purpose. It is for the benefit of the minor. But B, he becomes a major and he is challenging. He did not like this sale. He is challenging the sale. What has to be done? See, we have section 8, section 9 and section 6. Okay, section 8 speaks regarding testamentary guardian. Testamentary guardians are having the same powers as that of the natural guardian. Same powers and same restrictions as that of a natural guardian. So then what are the powers of the natural guardians? Natural guardian can do anything for the benefit of the minor. But if he is dealing with the property, if he is disposing the property, then he should have taken the permission of the court, previous permission of the court. But in this case, it seems that he has not taken the permission of the court, right? He has not taken the permission. Then what has to be done? So, if any action is done contravening the provisions of section 8, or if he has not taken the previous permission of the court, then such a transaction is voidable. Please note this terminology. It is voidable at the option of the minor. So, minor on attaining the majority, he can challenge this sale saying that they have not taken the court's permission. So, that is why I want to set aside this sale. Got it? So, that is why what will happen in this case? Minor will win. Minor can set aside this sale and get back the property. Okay, so how we have to answer this question? There is a particular format. See, always we have to answer in IRAC model. What is that IRAC model? IRAC means issue. These practical questions should be answered in the pattern of issue. R means relevant law. Relevant law. What is A? Applicability of the present case. Applicability of law to the present case. C means conclusion. So, what are we writing? What is the issue? Issue is whether the sale made by the testamentary guardian without the permission of the court. They have not specifically mentioned here, but let us assume without the permission of the court, whether the sale can be set aside by the minor on attaining the majority. That is the issue. What is the relevant law involved here? Here we have Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act. Section 8 and section 9 is the relevant law. How are we applying this? As I already mentioned, section 8, section 9 speaks regarding testamentary guardian, which has equal powers that of natural guardian. So, section 8 speaks regarding how a guardian cannot dispose of the property without the previous permission of the court. So, in this case, it seems that he has not taken the permission of the court. That is why it is voidable at the instance of the minor. So, conclusion, again you may have to repeat it in a single line. So, on attaining the majority, the minor, if he challenges the sale, he can succeed because the such sale is voidable at the option of the minor. So, that is the conclusion which you can draw. So, this should be a step by step process while writing the examination, that is LLB examination, while you write the practical based questions. Okay. Yes, this is how it looks. So, I have not included issues and consideration, sorry, issues and conclusion, because they are sometimes they are repeated, right. So, main relevant law and the application to the present case. This is how we have to formulate step by step, point by points, then it would be easy. Okay. So, this is all about some glance, some points regarding Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act. So, if you want a detailed course regarding this act or other subjects in law, other subjects relating to LLB, or if you need notes, e-book notes, then do comment us in the comment section below, so that we will get a feedback, we will get an idea of how many are interested, so that we can work towards it. And also we are having certain courses. We have launched, we have our own app, that is Abhijna Education. You can download it from you can download from Google Play Store. You can type Abhijna Education, or in website you can check abhijnaeducation.com. There you can go to courses, where you can find different courses. Basically we have courses in English and also in Kannada. Now, as of now we have more courses in Kannada, but very soon we are going to update the website with many number of English courses. So, we have already started All India Bar Examination course batch. We have already started. Orientation session is within this week. In this week we are going to hold orientation session, and later recorded classes will be uploaded here. We have other Kannada. If you are from Karnataka, you can join other judiciary related courses, or in future, as I told, you will find courses regarding LLBs also, LLB, different semesters, sem wise you are finding courses according to acts, according to the subject syllabus. So, if do like it, share it among your friends. If you have if find this video interesting and also helpful. Okay. So, let us meet in the next video lecture. Until then, take care. Bye bye.